Today is Wednesday, June the 12th, 2024, and we're talking this week about making it through every trial, ascending the mountain, if you please, finding ways to get to the top, which we'd probably call maturity. In James chapter 1, 2 through 4, and verse 12 in the Message Bible, consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work so you become mature and well-developed, not deficient in any way. Verse 12, anyone who meets a testing challenge head-on and manages to stick it out is mighty fortunate. For such persons loyally in love with God, the reward is life and more life. So, whatever you're doing, and if you're mountain climbing and you're not freestyling it, but you're with someone, we talked about having a guide, probably somebody that's climbed that mountain before would be a great idea. Like I used to watch these guys over at Devil's Tower in Wyoming, man, that's unbelievable. It's just like a sheer rock. But lots of guys have climbed it. Lots of guys have gone on before, and if you're down below, you can watch it and see how they do it. And most of them aren't freestyling, although some are. And you watch them, and they're belaying their way up. And there's these machines. It's called an ATC. It's a air traffic controller, or it's a braking system that you use that you're anchored to someone. Here's the difficulty. The anchor has everything to do with the safety of the belayer. So if the belayer is 250 pounds and the anchor is 135, and the braking system fails, the 135-pounder may end up way up in the air. I think you've seen those things, This guy, he's trying to move something up above, and he doesn't weigh enough, but he gets it started, and then it meets him coming back down because it weighed more than he did. See, we have an anchor. First, we need a guide. We talked about that yesterday. Today, we're talking about we need something to anchor us spiritually. Well, you already know where I'm headed with this. We're talking spiritual matters here. Jesus is the anchor. And the anchor holds. He's not going to fail you. And he's not going to let you free fall to your death. You understand? See, we have an anchor that will hold under any pressure, any trial, any temptation. When all the safety nets fail, Jesus never fails. Hebrews 6, 18 and 19 says, God did this so that by two unchangeable things in which it is impossible for God to lie, we who have fled to take hold of the hope offered to us may be greatly encouraged. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. The songwriter said it like this: my anchor holds and grips the solid rock. And Jesus is the rock that we can anchor ourselves to. So you're faced with a trial, difficulty. And here's one of your tools. You're holding on to Jesus. But here's what happens. We've learned some things. And we've got all kinds of terse verses. This ain't my first rodeo. I've been here before. And so now we lean unto our own understanding. We got this. We covered this. We've been tempted like this before. We've had a similar trial in the past. Well, were you able to make it through on your own? And if you did, now probably you don't need Jesus, so you're not going to rely on him now. But his intent was that you and I would become dependent upon him. And that we'd lean not into our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge him. In everything that's going on, in every test, we just keep our eyes focused toward Jesus. He's the anchor for our spiritual life, for our physical life, for our mental well-being. The rock that we anchor to is Jesus Christ. So when we head into unexpected waters, when the wind blows stronger than we've ever had it blow in our life before, when suddenly our spouse dies out of nowhere, a parent dies and we feel lost. We have a car accident and we're left in the hospital for a while. A hurricane or a tornado comes through and blows the roof off our house or collapses the whole thing. And we sure weren't expecting that. We lose our job unexpectedly. I mean, all these things in life that happen. Disease attacks our body. Where are we going to go and who do we trust in those hours? Well, first of all, I'm telling you what we've been processing here in this week so far is that we've got a guide and that we're following someone up the mountain. Okay? And that we know that God's given us tools, and now here's the second tool. We secure our anchor in Jesus Christ, no matter good times and bad times. See, here's the deal. When it's going really good, are you still in touch really close and intimately with Jesus? So that when it goes real tough, not an issue. Not an issue because we're already anchored. We're already anchored. And we know we've got, if we use this in terms of boating, when we got an anchor attached to the boat, there's only a certain length in that anchor, even though it might drag the bottom for a little while. You know, particularly in stock dam somewhere or a pond somewhere, or even in a big lake, it might take a while for it to just kind of dig down in for us. But when we got it to the anchor, the boat's going to stay secure. Your life is secure in Jesus. Stop anchoring it in your bank account, in your church, in your pastor, in your spouse, in your family. I'm glad you have all those things, but I'm telling you, your anchor will only hold if it's in Jesus. Trust in the Lord first. Father, I know you're teaching us. Our faith is not in something else, not in someone else, but our faith is in Jesus Christ. We are secure in you. Our trust is in you. And we're facing another trial just to see if we're going to mature. I'm thanking you the plan is you're going to help us mature. You're not trying to throw us overboard. You're trying to keep us on board, trusting in you. Help us walk it out, Jesus, for your glory. Amen. Okay, you got your anchor in Jesus? If you do, you're set. Stay with him. Best bet you'll ever make. God bless. Have a great day.